This is a big weekend, heading to Las Vegas to compete in the XDC Clash of Drones Championship Fire-Breathing Dragon Freaking Drone Race Extravaganza. We've put together an amazing team. I mean, our team that went to Sebring was awesome. Really, honestly, I'm missing those dudes. But we've called in some really fast guys, and they're gonna help us out. And we're just pumped up. Christy's going, Callie and Maddie are going, so should be a fun time. Roxy, we'll see you later, okay? We're gonna miss you. You be good. Christy just got home, so let's go get the girls and head out of here. All right. All right, so we're set, we're packed, we're choking on a hairball, and we're gonna hit the road. So let's do this sucker. Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our buddy Robert picked us up, and we're all crammed into a van. We may or may not be breaking the law at the moment. So we made it to our room. We're gonna get situated and probably go to bed. So check in tomorrow. Later. Team DroneSpace practicing tuning prep work. Beautiful windy morning here in Las Vegas, Nevada. All right, so we just did our first round of practicing. It went pretty smooth. We're having a little bit of issues with Turnigy and their link situation, telemetry stuff, but we're gonna figure it out. So we're all done. We're heading back to the hotel and the venue, get this show on the road. All right, so we ate, stopped back by the hotel, and now I'm walking to the venue, which is just right behind the hotel. Super excited. I have a meeting. Team captains are supposed to meet in 7 minutes. There's the gigantic venue. So I think I made it. I think I made it. If I can get through this gigantic fence thing. Holy cow. Check that out. So walking the course here with the guys, there's a lot of invisible steel. So this right here, if you get out of the ribs at all, this is what we call the bell. There's gonna be a lot of guys ringing the bell.
Yeah, too, it does the same thing.
We're in the thick of this thing. We got done with our first round of practice. I think we had the most laps out of anybody in the first round of practice, which was pretty cool. It's not everything though, because it was the same way at Sebring and we ended up in 7th. Still need to continue to get faster, hunker down, do well, execute well. Our pilots are doing great. This track is freaking ridiculous. Good time so far. So we're pretty pumped up. We feel good about what's going down. We feel good about our strategy. We feel good about our ability to do this. It's gonna be a fun 24 hours. Let's jump in and do it again. We're done with the practice practices. We got 3 practice heats, carrying all the crap. I am exhausted. My feet kill. Let's just say I need some Gold Bond medicated powder maybe. It's a late night. So we got 3 practice heats. We were there 3 extra hours. It's good, everyone's doing their best. This event has to be one of the most significant drone racing events in the history of drone racing. It's being done very well. So I started walking back to the hotel a little early. We're actually gonna head here to the food court in our hotel, grab Subway, and just do a quick after action review and get to bed because we gotta be back there in 9 hours. The grind is real, but this is incredible. Our team's doing phenomenal. Our last practice heat, we fell apart a little bit. We tried a different communication strategy that did not work, but we won the first 2 practice heats, so that's pretty good. That's like winning in the preseason for football. Doesn't really mean much, but I'm gonna sign out for now. Guys, tune in for tomorrow because this is going to be insane. Later. So we just ran our final qualification round. We're pretty much a lock for the finals, even coming into that round. But oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize that. That's wild. So the team we knocked out of the sky, right now they have like 90 seconds to try to get 3 laps, I think. I know we're competing in this race, but I am rooting for those guys right now because if they don't make it, it was our fault. So I'm home. I'm exhausted. I don't even know where to start. What a weekend. I'm sorry the vlog aspect of this kind of went away. When we got to the qualifying day and to the finals, like we were struggling just to like keep up with what was going on. Saturday, it took a while to get going, but once we got going, it was very intense. Gosh, there's so many things I want to talk about. Our team executed really, really well. We were struggling a little bit with communication. We tried like a whiteboard situation. We have a lot of ideas of what we're gonna do in the future to alleviate that, but communication was a rough thing, and then just keeping the quads in the air on a course like this that just eats quads. It was an absolute struggle, but I guess just a little bit of recap from the qualifiers on. The first round of qualifiers, I think we did pretty well, and we got like 24 laps, and I think that 24 laps in the first round of qualifiers put us second or third. Judges in the timing system was having a hard time counting us, I think primarily because of Mondo's quads. He was having some serious video issues. His video was really, really weak, and he flew like a champ, almost like Yoda, like he could not see. He was flying by the force or something. It was unbelievable what he was able to pull off with some of the sketchiest video I've ever seen. The timing system wasn't picking him up super well, so like we kept having to verify our count with the judges. The initial count from the judges on the first round was only 21 laps, that's right. And we had to come back, and we figured out that it was in fact 24 laps, which was great. But in the second round of qualifiers, we were really clicking. Like Mondo was still struggling with his video. There were some guys messing with DJI OcuSync, which is great. It's a digital link, but it still causes interference in the 5.8 band. So it took us a while to get the second heat underway. So there was a lot of kind of sitting on the pads and stuff. When we got that heat going, Mondo's video was still really, really bad. Gosh, 85% of that heat was just incredible. Mondo was getting his laps in, Sky was getting his laps in. Like we had a little bit of crashing here and there, but ultimately we were getting these laps in. But then toward the end of the heat, we got Chance up, and he just went on an unbelievable pace. I mean, he was
shredding laps. I'm pretty sure there was literally 5 laps there where every lap was mid-20s or lower, which was really fast on this track. So he was just on fire, totally shredding these laps. And for a while we were on a pace to get 28 laps, which at that time was pretty stinking close to TQ, I think, top qualifier. Him and one of the guys from Pyro Drone, I don't know if it was Evan or one of the other guys, but they were neck and neck in the red rectangles, which has to be, I didn't fly the track, I did not fly a quad in Nevada, but those red rectangles had to be the hardest part of that track because it was like a sweeper to the left that had elevation to it, super duper tough. I mean, we lost a lot of laps in that section and it was tough. It would take you down. So anyway, he was coming through that. I think he was coming up on one of the Pyro Drone guys, and they had a midair. Went down, crashed, and then we got Mondo up, and I think Mondo's camera had shifted or something, and so it was super, super high for that track. So he got into the lap and then crashed, and I think we got Sky up, and then we got Chance up again on another quad, and I think that quad was out of focus, so he crashed. And so like literally we had a minute and a half in the last 3 minutes of this race that we did not get a lap. So Chance had the midair, Mondo went up, bad camera angle, crashed. Chance went up again, out of focus camera, he crashed, and so we got Sky up. I want to say Sky put up 2 laps, incredible laps, like he was super clutch in that spot. The way the race was set up, the pits just after the start finish gate. So if you finished the lap and took off from the pits, like you still got credit from that lap, you didn't have to necessarily pit if you could ditch a quad. And so we were in the last 2 minutes of the race, so we knew that we could ditch Sky's quad because he had enough laps, and at that point we needed to get Chance back up. I called the ditch play, and it was literally like the perfect execution of this. Sky's finishing up his lap at a killer pace. He's coming down the start-finish row, and essentially the way our gear works is we've got a switch we can flip, and it turns our VTX off and lets the next guy go. Coming into the start-finish gate, as soon as he has enough momentum that he knows he's going to make the start-finish gate, he turns his video off. Chance turns his on. Sky, Timothy, he like ejects through the start-finish gate. Chance takes off seamlessly, like literally from the time that Timothy went through the start-finish gate to the time that Chance left the pits had to have been less than a second and a half. I mean, freaking flawless. That was a highlight. I know Timothy ended up breaking a quad on that, which honestly hurt us later in the session, but we needed Chance to try to get 2 laps there. Chance is our fastest guy, 25 seconds left. He missed getting 2 laps by 0.6 seconds. That part was a little disappointing, but it still put us going into the finals as the 2nd seed, so we were really proud of where we qualified. But that's really where things got super duper intense. Going into finals, like we're rushing around, we're trying to get our quads kind of situated. They've got spectators there, so they're trying to do it as fast as possible, and I totally get that. We were really kind of struggling in our 3rd qualifier heat. We were still in good shape, but we wanted to improve ourselves. We knew we could, but we crashed a bunch, and Chance crashed through most of his quads. So, and he had a quad that we had put through tech inspection, but it got missed. Essentially the VTX was still on the stock settings. They had installed it before the whole tournament and everything. The channels hadn't gotten changed, so the channel was on A1, the stock setting, and the power output was set at 200 milliwatts. So this was the first time that this quad had been used in the whole deal. So they plug it in, he turns on the VTX, and caution, we knocked Pyro Drone out of the air. We ended up getting DQ'd from that round. Luckily it was just from the round and not from the event. I nearly had a heart attack, but still it was pretty devastating. I felt bad for taking the Pyro Drone guys out. I have the utmost respect for those guys over there. Evan Turner, Olaf, and JT are the pilots for Pyro. Obviously Surge. I fly a lot of Pyro Drone gear, so I got a lot of respect for those guys. I felt really bad. Obviously, if you stop on someone's video, it sucks. It sucks for them. They crashed a quad. I don't know if they broke it or not, but they did. They crashed a quad, which sucked. But going back and watching the live stream, I think it probably helped them because they were able to collect their quads and get Viking FPV Olaf back up in the air. I assume they were trying to make their lap counts balance out. So they had Olaf go up and get 1 lap, and then Evan went up and got 1 lap. So they were still able to qualify and make it to finals, which was great. I was super happy for those guys. So even though we were DQ'd from the 3rd round, we made it to the finals. And the way the finals worked is the first round of finals, there were 2 15-minute sessions that collectively you added together to get your score. We were having all kinds of trouble going into that. So Tim Tim had ditched a quad that ended up breaking. We had to change all of our LED colors and all of our VTX channels. So we're like running around crazy just trying to do that stuff and get our quads like ready to fly for this final session. And when we got on the line, we sent Mondo up first. I don't remember how it all went down. There was, honestly, from that point on, it's very much so a blur. But I know that Mondo went up, and whenever he went down, Sky went up. Sky got 2 laps, and then he crashed. That quad went down. Well, come to find out, both of Sky's other 2 quads were inoperable. Like, we weren't able to get him back up in that first round at all. Luckily, we didn't have to necessarily balance laps for the first round. We had to balance the collective laps from both rounds. So we just kept going back and forth with Chance and Mondo, and Chance ended up getting most of the laps he needed for both rounds in that round. But we really struggled in the finals. We crashed a lot. We ended up getting pretty far behind. I want to say we were like 10 laps off of the leader. We ended up both rounds with like 41 laps, but Mondo was shredding. He was getting a ton of laps with terrible video. In the second half of the semifinals, essentially, we were able to go get Tim's crashed quad, the only one he had working, and so we got him back up first at the beginning of the second half of the semifinals. And Tim had an incredible hero moment where he was literally down to 1 working quad, and he put up every lap that he needed. I want to say he got in the low teens, maybe 12, 13 laps in that last round, which was huge. But with all the technical difficulties we had, we never could catch any of the other teams, so we finished in 4th place, which earned our team $2,000, which is pretty good. It's definitely the only money I've ever won drone racing. But gosh, this thing was intense. I'm gonna put together another video just about like what I think the future of drone racing is, team racing specifically. But for this, I just want to focus on this event. A few things I want to say. Chance flies so mature. That kid has the cleanest lines. He's one of the most efficient pilots you'll ever see. He doesn't force the quad places. He uses momentum and gravity to take his quad where he needs it to go. He has incredibly clean lines, super efficient. He flies so mature. No doubt that he's going to continue to be one of the top 5 guys on Earth as this drone racing thing explodes. Sky, so many hero moments. He was very, very consistent as well. Mondo pounded the laps and got an amazing laps in with terrible video, and he just overcome so much. I was so proud of that dude. Nick in the pits was cool as a cucumber, getting stuff done, handled the pressure super well. Robert and Kara, Chance's parents, really ended up being co-captains with me. They would help me brainstorm about what we need to do for communication, and they were absolutely clutch. Rayannan, Tim's girlfriend, Tim had messaged and said, hey, my girlfriend Rayannan, she's always been my sidekick. I would really love for her to be able to help in the pits. And when I got the message, I was a little apprehensive because I didn't know her. I didn't even know Tim, but she was an unbelievable help. Really one of the all-stars of the team, back and forth and helping us communicate. When our communications would break down, she was really the one that saved the day there. Gosh, just everybody did so much to make it possible. Christy, my wife Christy, and Kate, they were in similar roles with me and Mondo, keeping us fed and helping us keep our head in the game where it needed to be. And anyway, it was just an incredible team effort, a ton of fun. DroneSpace really stepped up. Honestly, we would not have been able to go and do as well as we did if it wasn't for DroneSpace stepping up and helping us as a sponsor. So, and what DroneSpace is they are essentially like an indoor drone park in Colorado Springs. So if you're anywhere near Colorado Springs and you're wanting to get in this hobby, you literally have like a tailor-made opportunity to go to DroneSpace. You can sign up, you can go there, you can start by flying their quads. Like, they have stuff there that you can learn to fly on. It's a community where you can get support and help, and they've got 3D printers, and it's really an incredible thing. So if you're anywhere near DroneSpace in Colorado Springs and you want to get into this hobby, go there, get to know those guys, sign up for what they got going on, and you'll literally have the opportunity to be learning from Sky and Freefall and all the other top pilots they have rocking and rolling there. So it's a huge opportunity for anybody. With DroneSpace, I don't know what the future holds in regard to our team and sponsorship, but I will never forget what they did for us on this event. And hopefully you'll be seeing more in the future, but I really think that this was one of the most significant drone racing events in the history of drone racing. So I could not be more excited for the future. But guys, I just wanted to fill you in with what happened and what went on, and I'm so excited for the future. Thanks for checking this out. Thank you for all your support of Team DroneSpace, my channel, Heart of America FPV, and we absolutely look forward to seeing you next time. So, catch you later.